Subscribe to Audio Novels for more content and click on the bell icon. We hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.
In the Ji family's luxurious hall, Song Zhizhi was being scolded by Ji Yunlei, her face flushed. She secretly peeked at Ji Baijian. His attitude was indifferent. He did not seem to care. Song Zhizhi bit her lip. She knew very well that a mere apology was useless in this situation. It would do nothing but highlight how ignorant and uncultured she was. Song Zhizhi took a deep breath and stated bluntly, "What happened yesterday was my fault, so I came here specifically to apologize today. I know it's willful of me, and I should not be easily forgiven, but in the end, calling off the engagement is not a good thing for either of our families. I'm young and immature, so I sincerely ask Uncle Ji to give me another chance. I'll definitely be an exemplary daughter-in-law to the Ji family." Ji Yunlei would not be swayed so easily, of course. It would bring shame to him to be toyed around by a young girl. Fortunately, Song Shan happened to arrive at that very moment. Sensing the tense atmosphere among the Ji family, he quickly took the vintage wine he brought here from his assistant's hand and brought it over to Ji Yunlei. "I apologize, old Ji. It's my fault for not teaching my daughter properly. I've spoiled her too much ever since she was a kid. She really should learn some proper discipline. How can she change her mind every day? A proper young lady should never behave like that." You're right, Songshan nodded. "I'll definitely teach her a lesson when we get back. About the engagement." "The engagement stands." Song Zhizhi turned to her father. "I've reflected on it. I should not have been so selfish. The marriage is not just a matter between Ji Baijin and myself, but a matter between the Song family and the Ji family. It concerns both our families' reputation. I've realized my mistake now." Songshan stared at his daughter in disbelief. "What's the big idea?" "I've realized how ignorant I was, Dad. I'd like to carry on with the engagement," Song Zhizhi told Songshan with certainty. Songshan frowned and whispered in Song Zhiji's ear, "Are you sure?" "I'm positive. You know Ji Baijian's condition. Are you sure you've thought it over carefully?" Songshan reminded her. Everyone thought Ji Baijian was impotent. She was the only one who knew how beastly this man could be. She nodded again. "Dad, I've thought it over very carefully." Songshan was silent for a few seconds. The business world was currently at a critical juncture. To him, it would definitely be beneficial to have the backing of a powerful conglomerate. Furthermore, this marriage arrangement was known not just to the whole city, but the whole country. Calling it off would bring shame to both families. In that case, Songshan quickly spoke, "Old Ji, I'm sorry this young and ignorant child of mine has caused you so much trouble, but she's realized her mistake now. I hope, as an elder, you can find it in you to forgive her. Let us proceed with the marriage. They're both of suitable age now. It's about time we discuss a proper date for the marriage." "Fine. Considering our friendship of so many years, I forgive the girl." Albeit still upset, Ji Yunlei understood that the marriage was beneficial for both sides. Besides, the chief diplomat of commerce himself, Songshan, had come to apologize in person. If he were to keep up his temper, it would surely damage the friendship between the two of them. It was not wise to fight with an official, so he would take the chance he was given and back down. But be warned, if the same thing were to happen again, it won't be a situation that can be solved with just words. "Naturally, but after this experience, I'm sure she's learned her lesson," coaxed Songshan. "That settles it then. I'll pick out a few good dates for marriage and discuss it with you in a few days," said Ji Yunlei. Chinese people would consult a traditional calendar to pick out lucky dates for marriage. "Excellent," Songshan agreed without hesitation. The elders proceeded to exchange some pleasantries between themselves, loosening the tense atmosphere. Song Zhizhi turned to look at Ji Baijin. Ji Baijin turned to look right back at her. Song Zhizhi smiled. It was a very sweet smile, an open display of friendliness. Ji Baijin remained expressionless. He looked away unappreciatively. "Oh, right. It's actually still working hours for me, so I have to get back to work. We'll have to talk later, old Ji," said Song Shan. He turned to his daughter. "Going back with me, Zhizhi?" "I'd like to go on a date with Baijin. We've been engaged all this time, but we barely know each other. I'd like to take the chance to spend some time with him before we get married." "That's great." Ji Yunlei exclaimed before Ji Baijun could open his mouth. Baijun, you're a man. You should have been more proactive. Yes, Dad, Ji Baijun seemed to respect his father a lot. The group exchanged a few more pleasantries before Song Shan left with his assistant. Song Zhizhi walked out of the Ji family house together with Ji Baijun. They got on her car. Inside the quiet car, Ji Baijun's cold voice spoke. What are you playing at, Miss Song? Why do you have such a hard time believing that I really want to marry you? Song Zhizhi countered with another question. Take a guess. I know you won't believe whatever I say right now, Ji Baijun, but there is one thing you have to admit. It's in both our interests to get married. I know very well that you're only the heir to the Ji family in name. When Ji Baijun was 18, he was involved in a car accident, after which rumors started to circulate that certain key body parts of his were damaged in the accident, so he could no longer carry on the family line. A conglomerate could not be heirless, so the second young master of the Ji family, Ji Baili, became the natural successor. Now that she thought about it, in her previous life, the reason Yi Wenhan arranged for the affair between her and Ji Baijian was not only to provide a reasonable explanation for her death, but also to enable Ni Xiaofei to naturally move on to Ji Baili so that she could marry the real heir to the Ji Hong group. They were so sinister, so cunning. If she had not been reborn, she would never have been able to recognize their scheme. Song Zhizhi kept her emotions in check and continued, Your stepmother won't let the Ji Hong group fall into your hands so smoothly, but if you marry me, my status will give you a greater capital to fight for the succession right. Otherwise, I can just marry your half-brother. I believe, considering the power our family holds, your father will not refuse. Are you threatening me? Ji Baijun raised his eyebrows. No, I'm just laying out the pros and cons. You're a smart guy, young Master Ji. I believe you understand the benefits our marriage will bring. It benefits me, but what are you after? Ji Baijun did not mince his words. He would not be easily persuaded. Song Zhizhi answered, I want you to pamper me. Ji Baijun's eyes widened in shock. Pamper me? I'm a really, really good girl, I swear. Song Zhizhi exclaimed seriously. The corner of Ji Baijun's mouth started to twitch again. He was now completely convinced that he had met a psychopath. I will abide by the 3 obediences and 4 virtues 1. I will not be a promiscuous woman. I will be faithful to you and never lie with another man. You will be the only man in my life. Even if another man was to strip naked in front of me, I will turn a blind eye. Song Zhizhi. Ji Baijun could not stand it anymore. From what she could recall, this man was actually a very quiet person. He generally would not show his emotions. She appeared to have really angered him. Song Zhizhi stared at him with big, naive eyes. Ji Baijun rolled his eyes. Apparently he was not moved. He said coldly, Speak like a human being. Read latest chapters at wuxiaworld.site. Only Song Zhizhi was speechless. This guy wouldn't know romance if it hit him in the face. I want you to protect me, as well as my family, she finally said. Ji Baijun's face turned serious. His eyes were filled with scrutiny. Song Zhizhi continued, I know you find it hard to believe that my family requires protection, but it's true. There are many people who are eyeing my family with malice, and I have to eradicate them one by one. That's why I need someone I can trust as an ally, and I can trust you.